Hello, you squelching squirt bombs. Jim Sterling here, and this is Prey. And what is Prey? Pray tell. It's a video game, is what it is. It's a sci-fi horror video game. Nominally based on Prey, sort of. It uses the same name as Prey, that classic game from early last generation. It is different from the first Prey, and also very different from the original Prey 2 that was once shown off and looked incredibly exciting until Bethesda put the kibosh on it for apparently failing to meet quality standards. That was the line. At once a respectable reason, but also disappointing because, as near as we all could tell, Prey 2 looked, at least as far as I could see, Prey 2 looked potentially incredible. The whole setup of it as some sort of Blade Runner-y, bounty hunter, intergalactic RPG shooter, it really sort of, tickled my pickles, as it were. And what we have instead is basically System Shock. I mean, that's basically what we have. So let's point out some mechanics anyway. That was a mimic. That's something this game does do quite effectively, is make you paranoid. Any number of items, debris in the world, could be an alien, could be a mimic, and they can skitter off and then change form. Partway through the game, you get this thing, your psi lens. I can't remember the exact name of it. I was a bit too close there, but there's the gimmick. So you get this scope, basically. Psi scope. It's a psi something that lets you scan and see mimics. Freezing them with the glue gun while they're in a mimicked form doesn't actually seem to have any effect. But you can trap them if you don't actually feel like blasting them. You could theoretically just cake. Like, a mimic turns into just like a bit of a box or whatever. You could just essentially surround it in this. You've got it's called the glue gun, GLOO. It's basically firing instant rock hard cement, and you can trap enemies with that. You can spray it directly on moving enemies, and it freezes them. A bit of it will slow them down, and then a full whack of it will freeze them, temporarily, of course. But you do deal extra damage. Now, as far as the game itself goes... Oh, that's what happens when you don't pay attention. You get mimicked. You get mimicked, friend. Anyway, as far as the game goes, it's okay. It's okay. I am not having a great time with it, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I'm not having a terrible time with it. I'm just not all that into it. Part of it may be the character I was working on, because something about the upgrade system, you use these things called Neuromods to unlock not just passive but later on active abilities. Starts off with 3 basic classes that, again, similar to, it'll be familiar to people who've played the early Shock games. There are 3 skill trees, basically: security, engineering, and scientist, I think. And the basic premise is that, security is your basic combat prowess, your ability to take and deal damage, etc. Engineering, fixing machines, using them to do things for you. Scientist, health, like efficiency of health upgrades, the ability to harvest rare genetic material, which can help actually make neuromods. That's what I invested in first. I saw that because instantly, the first mimic I killed, it had something I couldn't pick up. And so I was like, okay, well, what can I do there? By the way, we're fighting a new enemy. This is the first encounter I've had with this enemy. And it was effectively creepy. It's this thing that's invisible and has psychic powers. And it levitated me up to this shelf, and I was a bit too scared to go back down. But I started this game because I've had enough of sneaky lately. I've had enough of slowly catch you monkey. I wanted to go hard on some aggression on this one. I wanted to rock up with a shotgun and blast things. And the game had this, you know, play the game your way sentimentality. So I was like, alright, well, the way I want to play it is I want a big shotgun and some magic powers that let me blow some shit up, you know? But the problem with the skill tree system is, in order to get some, what I would consider basic survivability going, you've got to be dipping into different skill trees. As a result, I think I've put one Neuromod into security to give me just, like, a basic boost of health and stamina and stuff. And the rest of it, apart from the scientist, was the first thing I wanted, because I was like, God, I'll get genetic material, I'll get more Neuromods, and then it's gonna, like, the dividends will pay for themselves. That's not how that saying goes, but you get what I'm fucking meaning. Basically, early investment would pay off. I played the game for about 4 hours, and it didn't pay off. So that was an early sunk cost that for a long time didn't pay off. And then I went one in security to bump that up. Then there's just so much stuff that needs hacking and repairing. Hacking is not in engineering, hacking is in scientist, so that's something else you have to do. And repairing is engineering, and I determined eventually that repair was more important than hacking, at least for the troubles I was having. You know, being able to use these and stuff. And hacking's more of a late game thing. You can use it early on to get into some places, but until you start using like a load of alien Neuromods, like Neuromods based on scanning enemies, which is what I was doing with that invisible Psycho Mantis monster earlier. You scan enemies and then learn new abilities that you can spend Neuromods on. And they actually give you almost plasmid-like. It works very similar to your plasmids with your left trigger / left hand firing things, you know? So, Neuromods are your currency for all upgrades. Once you start scanning things, there are even more skill trees to deal with. And you kind of want a bit of everything. So, even though the game is very committed to the play your way, it's an Arcane Studios game, so they are committed to letting you be sneaky or offensive or whatever if you want. And unlike Dishonored, there's, at least at the moment, I'm seeing no major like in-game punishment for it, outside of the fact that I think I fucked my character royally. I don't think it's offensive enough to be offensive, sciencey enough to be scientific, or engineering enough to do any engineering.
Nice to see you.
I mean, I'm making it through. The shotgun is powerful. But I'm...
Please fill out a patient experience.
If there's a
questionnaire
respec
so I can
option
send
at
you
any
better
point
next time.
in this game, which I am not yet aware of, because it's still fairly early days for me in this game. I'm not far beyond what I'm showing you. So I've been at it for about 3 or 4 hours, I think. It's such a shitty room, this. I was trying to pick them out one by one. Every now and then one would jump out. Which wasn't a major problem because there's the science spot wandering about. And I knew where a suit repair technician was. This is little robots that can fill up your health or your psi power or your suit integrity. Your shields, your magic, your health, basically. And that's basically how I've been playing it, is find the nearest robots that can keep me alive, and then just blast the shit out of everything. Which is not the wisest way to play this game. In fact, it's very messy. But I am very slowly making my way through. I don't think I built my character right. But I didn't want to do sneaky. I just wanted to blast some shit. It's not normally how I play these games. Normally I try and do what I call a soft stealth approach. I get enough stealth skills to thin the herd, and then enough offensive skills to then, like, kick the door in and take on a weakened opposition. That's how I like to do it. Is I like a bit of violence, a bit of sneaky. This time I just wanted to go full shooty, but found that my needs were constantly, like my upgrades were constantly dictated by my surroundings, rather than, and maybe I'm just missing other options that my skill set are useful for, but I was in spots where I was like, God, lifting this crate would just... Yeah, let's interrupt all that bollocks for some breaking shit, because I tell you what, the doubters, the doubting Thomases and Thomasinas out there, who said, Jim, you're an idiot for investing in science early, you're an idiot for harvesting all that exotic material early and having inventory slots, precious inventory slots taken up with mimic tumors and exotic material for hours, getting nothing for it, for hours, desperately pumping with a shotgun and limited skills for hours, waiting for that sweet payoff. We're just here at a recycler. Recycler will take your junk and anything else you want to throw in there and give you basic crafting materials. They look like gummy blocks from Kingdom Hearts. Now we're about to see those dividends get reaped. Oh yes, this is the fabricator. This is a fucking Neuromod recipe. It took me so fucking long, but here we go. Neuromod 1, pick that son bitch up. Neuromod 2, create! Yes. More. Pick up item. Don't bother, make more. It's alive! Neuromods up the waz fucking oh! Right, now we're gonna see these Neuromods in action. Now we're gonna see some fucking shit. Here we are, we're gonna scan this piece of shit. Technopath! Ha! More like Techno-Wrath of Jim! Techno-Wrath of... No, shut up, it works. I'm not recording that again. It's all my puff. I'm not recording that again. Kinetic Blast! It might be called that, I've forgotten. It's recharged. Do it again. That's what we're gonna do. Turn it around, come on. It's got some little robots. It's got some little corrupted robots. Oh yes, what once were friends are now foes. It's coming, it's coming. Hit it with a blast. Neuromods coming to work for us. Kaboom! Shotguns, shotguns, shotguns. Now everything goes to shit. But it's fine. It's fine. This is a mess. This is pure chaos. But we got a key card. We're still fighting. We're taking heavy damage. We have no shotgun shells. We've entered this fight with very little resources. Or very few resources. Not many shells. Not many weapons.
Use your fucking EMPs, you
I mean, it's
asshole!
psychic blasts all the way, really. And then a wrench. Yeah, we're on a... Yeah. It's, we killed it! We killed it. We're now having our asses kicked by robots. Little negligible robots that we're now... I don't think I built my character right.
It's a lot to swallow. My advice would be, try not to think about the end. Focus.